Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Aghalee Farm. I hope I'm pronouncing that one correctly. Yes, I am going to try various different pronunciations each episode until I get it correct. If you could let me know in the comments, those of you who know more than I do, I'd be greatly appreciative. There's been conflicting information, I suppose I could call it that, from you wonderful people who are correcting me in the pronunciation of it, but I've had a couple of different variants of it, so yeah, let me know if I was any closer with that one. Anyway, how you doing? Hope you're all good. So, back on the farm today. We're at the same point as we left off in the last episode. It's 12:30, October the 1st. We still have 3 fields of grass to harvest, popping very quickly into the map PDA. As you can see, everything's ready to harvest there, but field 28, field 43 and field 53 are at their second growth stage. 45 and 24 here are only at their first. 44 is growing away, obviously we rolled that, I think that was the last episode, and 23 here, we harvested that in the last episode, and this is obviously harvested and in need of a little bit of prep. So in this episode, what I'd like to do to try and apply a little bit of variety into the episode, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to make a purchase of a manure spreader. Now, the reason why I thought about doing this is obviously we have our manure ticking away slowly in the biogas plant. Again, popping into the very quickly to show you, those of you who didn't catch last episode, where am I? There we go. So we have got 14,600 litres of manure ticking slowly away in here, but in the bunker we have, bringing up the map PD, the heads-up display, 35,419 litres. And as this is constantly produced, I think I can afford to make use of it, not only in the biogas plant earning away for us every hour, but I think I can afford to use that quantity up, if I can, if the numbers are correct, spreading it into this field and getting a bit of natural fertilization going on. But obviously to do that, I need myself a manure spreader. Now, I don't have a lot of money. We're still under 50k, 46,257 pounds. But the other limitation I do have is the horsepower of my tractors. The most powerful one I have is the Voltra here at 145, and a lot of the manure spreaders in the game need more than that. But obviously, for quite a while now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with 4D modding. They have created some beautiful, authentic British, European, Irish equipment, and the one that I have in mind, going into the manure spreaders section, as you can see there, obviously the expense, I know that one's only 28 grand, but it's 28 grand and it's got quite a small capacity. It just looks a bit meh, doesn't it? So all of them do, to be fair, and they're all quite expensive. So going along to the end here, I have these 2 variants from 4D modding. We have the 2550, which is 12,850, but that requires 160 horsepower, and I haven't got anything that has that kind of power. So the one I'm going to consider is this high spec 1000, just under 10 grand. It's got a spread width of 10 meters and a capacity of 7,600 liters, 7.6 cubic meters. So I'm going to make a purchase of that one, but first, obviously, we're going to get the field rolled, get the growth promoted again. I may well, I think I'm going to pop the rolling of this field into a cinematic. And then we'll go and buy the manure spreader. We'll get that back to the farm. We'll start loading that up, and then off camera, I think I'll get some lime spread using obviously the lime spreader. Get that one, get the pH values topped up, and then we shall run the manure spreader and see how that goes. So, as I said, we shall start with the field rolling. So I think let's have a look at the power capacity of the field roller actually. Where are we? Can't see for looking. There we go. Is it in here? Yep, there we go. 90 horsepower. Right, okay. So we can, I think for a bit of variety, I've always used the New Holland for that one, but I think this time we shall use the Massey, I think. So I'll get everything set up. We'll get the roller over to the field, and I'll catch you in a second. Right, all sorted. Hooked up. Got the weight on the front just in case. On the little Massey here. This should manage this thing. It's got about, I think it's got 125 horsepower this, so hopefully all should be good. So, in my usual fashion, like I said, I shall pop this job into a bit of a cinematic. I think this is one of our biggest fields in it, so it's going to take a A few more minutes than usual. But yeah, let's get down to it.
Son of a southern man, daughter of a free man, children of the Civil War. Blackbird on a limb, both of them diving in deeper than they've been before. And down a red dirt path, covering their tracks, strangers in the light of day. Can't fight it, can't stop, and if they get caught, it's gonna be hell to pay. So baby, meet me down by the Roanoke River, where the cool dark water meets the full moonlight. If we can sneak away, maybe we could be together. Can't nobody stop love tonight. Didn't know they'd been followed down through the hollow till a hand grabbed her by the arm. Blood's thicker than water, but even his father ain't never gonna do her no harm. And whiskey on his breath, they were scared to death, and he was meaner than the devil himself. It was him or them, and you can call it a sin, but the Roanoke River won't tell. So baby, meet me down by the Roanoke River, where the cool dark water meets the full moonlight. If we can sneak away, maybe we could be together. Can't nobody stop love tonight. Stop this love. Can't nobody 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 stop this love. Oh, can't nobody stop this love. So baby, meet me down by the Roanoke River, where the cool dark water meets the full moonlight. If we can sneak away, maybe we could be together. Can't nobody stop love tonight. So baby, meet me down by the Roanoke River, where the cool dark water meets the full moonlight. If we can sneak away, maybe we could be together. Can't nobody stop love tonight.
Right, there we go. Job done. Rolling done yet again. So, growth promoted. As you can see there from the numbers in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, the pH value says good, 6.750 from a needed 7.0. So I am hoping that I'm not going to have to make too many trips back into the lime tank that's over by the shop there. But you never know with lime spreading, do you? The Bredel lime spreader that I have on the farm has a capacity of 4,000 litres. So there's probably going to be a couple of trips, isn't there, to be realistic about it. But the nitrogen says bad, completely empty in places. It was 0 then. 0 here. Just popped up and said 5. There we go, yeah, 5 out of a needed 65 kilograms a hectare. So that's what the new manure spreader is going to be for. Now, I am going to, when we get round to it, I am going to be popping the manure spreading into another cinematic into this field. Obviously, using course play and auto drive. The way I've got it in my mind is I've set up part of the auto drive course here. I know I could have the tractor and manure spreader pull up quite close to the manure bunker here and auto fill, but for the sake of doing things even remotely correctly, I've kind of set it up so it pulls up about here, and it should hopefully give me the room to manoeuvre the telehandler there with the bucket to manually load the spreader each time it needs it. An auto drive will send itself back into the field and Courseplay will pick up from where it left off. So anyway, in fact, let's do that right now. Let's make the purchase of that manure spreader. So there we are. There we are. High spec. I think we'll just keep things relatively base. Yeah, we'll have that plank of wood because it seems relatively authentic. So, yep. What are the colours we can... Oh, goodness, there's a whole plethora of colours, isn't there? Oh, check that out. Galvanised. But no, we'll keep it in the high-spec red, I think. So, that'll do, I feel. What are we on there? 10,525. That's more expensive. So that says 9,875. So already... Okay. You already get a premium for the tyres. Okay, I see. Pay £100 for the plank. Old design, new design, new design, old design. Old design with plank. Yes, I think we'll go for that one. Okay, 10,525. That'll do. That'll do. Excellent stuff. Right, okay. So, we'll tidy this lot up. We'll take a trip over to the shop. Pick up our nice new spreader. So I'll see you in a few moments. Right, here we are. Let's pick up our nice, currently, but not for very long, shiny piece of equipment. There we go. PTO, cables, job done. There we go. So yes, I know it's quite small, but most of our fields are particularly small as well. I suppose the one we're in now is big, I suppose, ish compared to the others, but it'll do for now. As I say, power limitations limit us to what equipment we can pick up. And as you can see there, having a quick eyeball from up here while we're out of cab mode, our canola field is blessed quite heavily with a load of weeds. So we're going to have to deal with that at some point. At the minute it's telling me to use a mechanical weeder to remove those, but for the sake of my precision farming score, and because we do have the fertilised sprayer, we'll wait till they get a bit bigger. And then we can use our sprayer to spray some herbicide on there and get rid of it, because that should help towards our precision farming score. And thus our environmental score reward when it comes to selling products and making a little bit of money around the place. Right. But that's going to be a little bit into the future yet. As I say, at the minute it says we need a mechanical weeder, so you have to wait for the weeds to get to a certain size before they require the herbicide for removal. Anyway. Let's get back to the farm, and like I say, I'm going to, hopefully very quickly, I'm going to jump in the New Holland and throw a load of lime over that field, get that done off camera, and I'll pick you all up as soon as possible when that's done, and we're ready to start flinging a load of manure on there. Right, there we go, job done. That really didn't take long at all. So we had just over 1,000 litres, I think, left in the Bredel lime spreader here from a previous lime spreading. That went over the field. We spent £899 on a full refill over at the lime tank, and now we have left in the tank 856 litres. So for now, 899 was the entire expenditure we had to throw out for this one, so that was all good. So I'm now going to make use of our new manure spreader. Let's get this thing out of the way. Now, I'm going to put this into a cinematic like I tend to try and do. I am aware that it's going to be a little bit problematic because it is a side spreader. Courseplay and side spreaders, I've always found in my experience anyway, tend to be a little bit awkward because of the way Courseplay works. It plans out a route across the field based on the width of the machine that you're using, and tries to cover all the field in that way. But because it's a side spreader, you get the same thing with side mowers as well, because it wants to run up and down the field, and the implement, the tool, whatever, operates entirely on one side of that course. Eventually, it is technically, if I remember correctly, there are going to be strips that it's going to miss. So I am half expecting that, but I can always, if it does miss strips, then I'll just pick them up at the end and do them manually if I have to. I just think it might be quite interesting to put one of these into a nice cinematic, as it were. So let's crack on. I've got this is where it's going to pull up to when it needs refilling. So I'm hoping that it should have enough room here to spin the telehandler around and load it up each time. So, well, let's just have a go, shall we? And see how it works out. Right, let's get the first load filled up. Now, I do hope I've got enough. I'm doing this based on a little bit of help from the field calculator mod, so let's just carefully get that tipped in there. Oh, look at that, the bucket's almost exactly the right width. That's pretty helpful. So let's bring up the heads-up display. How much have we got in there, capacity-wise? 7645. Perfect, right, okay, so based on the field calculator mod, I'll pop into that very quickly. So, and I know, again, I've said this in previous series, but I'm almost certain that these numbers here, the requirement of each of my fields that I own and the other fields across the map, the amounts of different products that you need for the field. So here it says manure, slurry and digestate all require 32,404 litres, which is a little bit, you know, I don't know whether how accurate that is, but we currently have in the bunker here 36,160 litres. We've just put just over 7,000 litres in here, so I am hoping, fingers crossed, touch wood, that I do have enough to cover the whole field. If I don't, it's not going to be the end of the world, because we do have a little bit of liquid fertiliser there that we can fall back on. But obviously the purposes of doing this is to save money. I may as well make use of the free manure that I have here and spread it into the field, because whatever manure I can get into the field is going to save me money on expensive chemical fertiliser, isn't it? So that's the point. And I may as well use this up while it's sitting here doing nothing, while I've not got a huge capacity in the biogas plant. So that's the plan anyway, whether it works or not. Right, so wish me luck. I'm going to put this into, as I said before, a cinematic of the spreading, the travelling back in two, and the manual loading with the telehandler. So I'll go in, get back into the field, just set up a course-play course, and go from there. Right, there we go. So, we have used up every little bit of manure that we had in the bunker, and as you can see, we're quite a way off. For that field calculator mod, as I said, I'm almost certain, and I've said this in previous series as well, I'm almost certain that that bases its numerical calculations on the base game without the precision farming DLC mod installed. So yeah, it is what it is. We can still finish this off. Obviously I can run the fertilizer sprayer with some liquid fertilizer, automatic application rate and all that, and get this field completely finished. So at least we've made use of the manure that we had anyway. I suppose that's one good thing. It's we've been able to cover a good part of this field with some natural fertilizer, so whatever we've applied here we have saved financially from using the liquid fertilizer, technically, I suppose. Right, so with that sorted, I am going to very quickly off camera hitch up the sprayer to the Valtra. I'm pretty sure it's already full. Let's, you know what, let's just leave that there for now. It certainly does get dirty very quickly, doesn't it, when you're spreading muck in the fields? Good bit of kit though. Good bit of kit. Right, okay, so as I say, I'll get this finished off and I'll pick you up in a few moments' time. Right, there we go. Let's get this thing folded up. So, of course, the manure spreader applies the manure to the yield potential of the soil that it's working on top of, and this applies to the optimum value for the crop that's in the field. So, there is a difference there, but now, as you can see, we have a lovely, uniform, thoroughly OCD'd fertilised field. So that's all good. That's all that matters. So we've now got an expected yield of 89%. That's obviously because of the silty clay that we're on. Let's just have a quick check actually in the precision farming menu. Bring up the soil types. Yeah, this field is entirely silty clay, so we're only going to get 89% yield potential, I think, tops from here. But that's all good, because I think pretty much all the other fields are exactly the same, apart from 24 down here, which is half, well, a portion silty clay and a portion of sandy loam. So we'll see what that one will be like. In fact, let's just, for my own peace of mind, let's just have a quick check on the yield potential. I know it's not going to be much, don't get me wrong, but because it is only a small field. So sandy loam, expected yield 99%, and over this end is 89%. But actually, because I did the field snipping, that's a good point actually. This large portion of field where I've done the landscaping and is no longer actual arable land, that data's still there from previous. So essentially this whole field is sandy loam, isn't it? So that's all good. That's all good. So we've made a bit of progress today. We've got a bit done solely in this field. I appreciate that, but progress nonetheless. We've managed to completely empty the manure bunker. We've still got a whole load in the biogas plant. I'll just pop into there very quickly and show you. I think I did that before anyway, didn't I? But yeah, we've got 36,000 litres of silage ticking away, 55,000 litres of slurry, and 14,000 litres of manure. Now, I don't actually have enough slurry. Obviously, going the au naturel route, as I was with this, with the manure spreading, I did think, oh, how much slurry have I got in the cow shed to carry on the natural fertilization? But I've only got 6,000 litres, I think. Yeah, 6,400 litres of slurry. So I wouldn't have got anywhere with that, would I? So we'll just let that sit there so we can load up into the biogas plant when that runs out. But yeah, progress. We've made a little bit. That's all that matters. We do still have a handful of grass fields to get cut, and pretty much rinse and repeat the same process as this, but we will crack on with that in the next episode. For today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call it here, so thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it even remotely fun and interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel, you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel, giving the video a like if you can, if you have liked it, of course. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out at the same time, as always, I would be hugely appreciative. So thanks for your time again, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.